In the bustling city of Skopje, nestled within the borders of what is today North Macedonia, a child was born on August 26, 1910, whose gentle spirit and boundless compassion would one day touch the hearts of millions around the world. Her birth name was Angeze Gongshe Bojakiu, and she would come to be known to the world as Mother Teresa, a symbol of hope, love, and unwavering service to those in need. Angeze's early life was marked by both warmth and hardship. Raised in a devout Albanian Catholic family, she was the youngest of 3 children. Her father, Nicola, was a respected businessman and a strong supporter of the local church and community. Her mother, Dranophile, was a deeply compassionate woman whose kindness and generosity left an indelible impression on little Angeze. The Bojakiu household was a place where the poor and the suffering were always welcome, and where the values of faith, charity, and selflessness were woven into the fabric of daily life. Tragedy struck when Angeze was just 8 years old. Her father died suddenly, leaving the family in hardship. Yet, it was in these moments of personal loss that her mother's example of charity and resilience shone brightest. Dranophile would often remind her children, "Never eat a single mouthful unless you are sharing it with others." These words, simple yet profound, planted the seeds of a lifelong mission within Angeze's heart. As she grew, Angeze's faith deepened. By the age of 12, she felt a stirring within her soul, a calling to devote her life to God. This sense of purpose only grew stronger with time. At 18, after much prayer and reflection, she made the courageous decision to leave her family behind and join the Sisters of Loreto, an Irish community of nuns with missions in India. It was a journey that would take her far from home, but ever closer to her calling. Upon joining the order, she took the name Sister Mary Teresa, in honor of Saint Teresa of Lisieux, the patroness of missionaries. She traveled to Dublin, where she began her novitiate, and then onward to Calcutta, India, where she took her first religious vows in 1931. It was in this vibrant but impoverished city that her ministry would truly begin. Sister Teresa started as a teacher at St. Mary's High School for Girls, nestled in the heart of Calcutta. She was soon appointed as the school's principal, a role in which she served with dedication and love. But beyond the classroom walls, a different world pressed in, a world marked by poverty, hunger, and suffering on an unimaginable scale. It was during a train ride to Darjeeling in 1946, while recovering from tuberculosis, that she experienced what she would later call the call within the call. In a moment of profound clarity, she felt God urging her to leave the safety of the convent and serve the poorest of the poor directly, living among them and sharing in their pain. This conviction was so powerful that it became the guiding force of her life from that moment onward. With courage and faith, she sought permission from her superiors to embark on this new mission. In 1948, she stepped out of the convent walls, dressed not in the traditional habit of her order, but in a simple white sari with blue borders, an outfit that would become a symbol of her humility and solidarity with the poor. Alone but undeterred, she began her ministry in the streets and slums of Calcutta, tending to the sick, the dying, the orphaned, and the unloved. Her first act was to open a school for slum children, teaching them to read and write using sticks in the dirt. She cared for those abandoned by society, bringing dignity and comfort to those in their final hours. Her compassion was boundless, her resolve unwavering. Yet, these early days were not without hardship. She faced loneliness, doubts, and even opposition from some who could not understand her mission. But she pressed on, sustained by her faith and the certainty that every act of kindness was a reflection of God's love. In 1950, her work was formally recognized by the Vatican, and she founded the Missionaries of Charity. This congregation, dedicated to the service of the poorest of the poor, began with just a handful of members. But their simple motto, to give wholehearted free service to the poorest of the poor, attracted others who shared Mother Teresa's vision. Together, they expanded their outreach, opening homes for the dying, orphanages, leprosy clinics, and centers for the destitute and abandoned. Mother Teresa became a beacon of hope for those most in need. Her kindness was not reserved for a select few. It extended to all, regardless of caste, creed, or background. In the slums, she was a familiar sight, cradling the sick in her arms, cleaning wounds, and offering a gentle touch to those who had known only neglect and despair. Her ministry was a living testament to the power of love and compassion to heal even the deepest wounds. Word of her work began to spread beyond the borders of India. She inspired volunteers from around the world to join her mission, and soon, the Missionaries of Charity had established centers in dozens of countries, reaching the forgotten and the forsaken in every corner of the globe. Her life became a powerful example of the transformative power of selfless service. Mother Teresa's kindness was rooted in her unwavering belief in the inherent dignity of every human being. "Not all of us can do great things," she would say, "but we can do small things with great love." It was this philosophy that guided every aspect of her ministry. She saw Christ in the face of each person she served, and her gentle presence brought comfort and hope to the darkest places. Even as her fame grew, she remained humble and unassuming. She shunned publicity and accolades, choosing instead to focus on the work at hand. Yet, the world could not help but take notice. Honors and awards followed, including the Nobel Peace Prize in 1979. When asked how people could help promote world peace, her reply was characteristically simple: "Go home and love your family." In her later years, Mother Teresa's health began to fail. She suffered from heart problems and was often frail. But she continued her ministry with unwavering devotion. Her strength seemed to come from a source beyond herself, a deep well of faith that sustained her through even the most difficult days. On September 5, 1997, surrounded by her sisters and those she had served, Mother Teresa passed away at the age of 87. Her death was mourned across the world. In Calcutta, thousands lined the streets to pay their respects. Tributes poured in from every corner of the globe, a testament to the universal impact of her love and compassion. But Mother Teresa's story did not end with her passing. In the years that followed, reports of miracles attributed to her intercession began to emerge. The Catholic Church, in its process of canonization, carefully investigated these accounts. Among them was the case of a woman in India who, suffering from a severe abdominal tumor, was healed after prayers to Mother Teresa. Another miracle, involving the healing of a Brazilian man with multiple brain abscesses, was also recognized. These miracles, signs of divine grace, paved the way for her beatification by Pope John Paul II in 2003, and ultimately her canonization by Pope Francis on September 4, 2016. The woman who had been known simply as Mother to millions was now recognized as Saint Teresa of Calcutta, a title that reflected not only her extraordinary holiness, but also her enduring legacy of love. Today, the Missionaries of Charity continue her work, serving the poor, the sick, and the dying in every corner of the world. Her legacy lives on in the countless lives she touched, in the hearts she healed, and in the example she set for all who seek to make the world a kinder, more compassionate place. Saint Teresa's life is a testament to the transformative power of love. Born in modest circumstances, shaped by hardship and faith, she became a beacon of hope for the forgotten and the forsaken. Through her kindness, ministry, and unwavering devotion, she showed the world that greatness lies not in wealth or power, but in the small acts of love and service we offer to others. Her message is as relevant today as it was during her lifetime. In a world often divided by conflict and indifference, she reminds us that we are called to serve, to love, and to see the face of God in every person we meet. Her life invites us to look beyond ourselves, to reach out to those in need, and to do, as she did, small things with great love. Mother Teresa. In the quiet corners of the world, in the lives of the poor and the suffering, her spirit endures, a living legacy of compassion, faith, and hope. From Anjeze Gonshe Boyakshu, the little girl from Skopje, to Mother Teresa, the beloved Mother of Calcutta, and finally to Saint Teresa, her journey is a powerful reminder of what it means to live a life of purpose, kindness, and love.